What's up guys, Jonny May here from Piano with Jonny, and welcome to this week's quick tip where I'm going to teach you one of the sweetest gospel grooves out there. Now guys, there are many ways that you can play gospel music. In fact, I created a whole series called the Gospel Groove Series, but one of my favorite ways to play it is with a driving bass line, and that's what we're going to learn inside today's quick tip. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive into these chords and talk about exactly what I'm doing. And there's really kind of two chords here that you need to know and to be able to play this. So go ahead and play this with me guys. The first chord here is a very cool C7 chord with a sharp 9. This is E, B flat, and E flat on the top. And it has a lot of crunch to it. If you put a C on the bottom here, it sounds really good. It sounds bluesy. It sounds like gospel music, okay? It's called an altered dominant 7th chord, and I talk a lot about this in our other courses at Piano with Jonny, but we love to use this in the gospel style. And then from here, we go to a very cool F7. We're gonna slide the 3rd of that chord and just really kind of punch that chord nicely. The notes here are F on the bottom, E flat, A, and C on the top. And I like to slide the 3rd of the chord, meaning we grab this A flat like that with the 3rd finger, and then I slide up to the A and I get a nice little upslide there. And I do recommend using this same finger on the slide. So guys, those are the two chords. This is called C7 with a sharp 9, very jazzy voicing. And then this gorgeous F7 with a slid 3rd, and this is going to be the basis of gospel music. And most gospel music moves from a C7 to an F7, so super important. Now guys, the magic of this groove is not so much the chords, but it's that walking bass. Alright, so what am I doing? Guys, I'm on the very bottom, low end of the piano. This is going to be a sweet bass range of the piano, and we're going to start on this low C down here, and then we're going to hop down to the D, D sharp, E, and then F. I use the thumb here on the F, and then I'm going to do a crossover here. You can do a crossover to 3 on the A, or 4 on the A, that's a ring finger, middle finger on the B flat, and then the 2 finger on the B, okay? And this basically resets our position to the C, okay? So go ahead and play this with me, guys. Starting on C, we're gonna go down to the low D, D sharp, E, F. I use slightly different fingering there. You can use that fingering as well. What I did there was thumb, pinky, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, okay? And then slightly different, I go thumb, and then I go 3, 2. And that's probably actually my preferred fingering, okay? Now guys, you want to speed this up. I would just ignore the right hand for now and just work on getting this general groove. Man, that sounds cool. You almost don't need any chords with this because it really, really drives so nicely, okay? And guys, with gospel music, you want to play it fast, okay? Usually 220 BPM is nice, but kind of about here, this should be your goal. Okay, taking me to church here. Now something I like to do is anticipate the chords sometimes. I'll go. You hear what I'm doing? So I'm going to the D a little bit early. I'll do it a little slower so you can see exactly what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You hear I come to that D kind of early? Okay, and that gives you a very cool sound. Guys, you see the lesson sheet music up here on the top left. This is very helpful, kind of a reference if you read notation, but you know, with all of our courses at Piano with Jonny, you do not have to be able to read notation, but it is a great reference, and this is actually printable for our members at Piano with Jonny. You can also change the key with the click of one button. You can put this in any key with our smart sheet music software. It's very powerful. But guys, let's put the hands together. You're rocking and rolling. Here we go, guys, hands together. All right, so the first chord's gonna come together like this. We're gonna grab that D on the bottom, and then we're gonna pop that chord right in the gap, okay? And then we're gonna grab the next chord here on the F. That's gonna come with a slide after the A, pop, got that? B flat, B, okay? That's pretty much measure 1, guys. What you wanna do is speed that up, you know, do it a couple times. Let's do it again, C, D, pop, okay? And then the F, pop, pop, okay? So you definitely want to make sure it's in between those two sets of notes, okay? Do a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now measure 2 is a little bit different, okay? I'm going to grab the C, 1, on the gap, 1 and 2, and then these are together, 3, 4. You guys see that? And then we're going to hold this chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this making sense to you guys? All right, so that's kind of how the hands line up. Let's do that second measure again. So C, 1 and 2, and then together 3, 4, and then the F. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, guys, let's put the whole thing together. It's really not a hard groove. This is what I love about our courses at Piano with Jonny is the grooves are not that hard to learn, especially when you learn the other 8 grooves. They're a ton of fun. All right, let's do the whole thing nice and slowly, and here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, pop, 3, 4, back to C. Okay, and that sounded really cool. All right, guys, now that you got the notes, you got the chords, you got the bass, all you gotta do is speed it up. We'll do it medium fast, and then we'll go full tempo. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, here we go, full tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a ton of fun. You can also try improvising over it, and there are some really fun techniques that you can improv. One thing I like to do are called punch chords. Okay, all I'm doing, guys, is I'm grabbing a big C7 chord here, C, G, B flat, and C. I'm sliding the G up like that. Okay, and then I do what's called a tremolo. A tremolo is where you kind of rock the outer notes of the chord and you pivot on the middle note. And that's a really fun technique. Okay, for the F chord, I go to this beautiful F9 chord that's super fun to play. That's C, E flat, G, A, and C. And so you just kind of punch this on the top. Okay, that is a ton of fun. Here's another really fun gospel riff. Okay, what I'm doing here, guys, I'm hitting a C minor 7 up here, B flat, E flat, and G. I'm doing this on the C chord to an F6 chord. We love these, what we call second inversion chords in gospel music. I talk a lot about this in our courses at Piano with Jonny. So that's an F chord. Okay, and you can actually do this in other positions as well. So you can do this up here. Okay, again, a second inversion chord, G minor, going to an F major. So a lot of cool soloing techniques. All right, guys, this concludes the quick tip. Did you enjoy this lesson? If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And guys, if you enjoyed this music, be sure to check out our Gospel Groove series at pianowithjonny.com, where you learn some awesome gospel grooves. Okay, that's one of them. Here's another one. Okay, some really, really fun grooves. Also, be sure to check out our other courses. We have a ton of courses in jazz, blues, boogie woogie, funk, Latin piano, cocktail jazz, a ton of different styles that you would love to play. We talk about improvisation, we talk about proper technique, we talk about theory. Guys, it is the full learning platform, and we have lessons for all playing levels. If you're on the beginner side or you're on the advanced side, we have a ton of courses. Also, be sure to check out our membership at Piano with Jonny. This is the best option for students because you get unlimited access to all of our courses. And we currently have over 400 lessons in all these different styles. We also do live monthly events for our members. We do a live Q&A every single month where the members can ask me questions. We do a live workshop lesson where you can ask me questions during the lesson. We do weekly challenges, and we just have a ton of fun, guys. So if you want to be part of the coolest online piano education platform, check out pianowithjohnny.com. I'll put a link to that below. And thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next quick tip.